As soon as I removed my limiting beliefs, everything in my life changed. I was able to go from only having $400 in my bank account over 5 years ago to nowadays making upwards of $1,000 a day at 22. And I had my first $1,000 a day in sales at 21, selling services and consulting online. My parents are proud of me and I've shown them making money online is real. But on top of that, I also found the love of my life, won the fight against anxiety and became a confident man. All of that because I removed my limiting beliefs. So my goal with this video is to share with you how removing my limiting beliefs changed my life and how it can do the same for you. The first thing I would like you to really understand is that most of the time, the thing that's going to hold us back, it's not even real or tangible. So what do I mean by that? Let's be honest, 99% of the time, we are the ones holding ourselves back. 5 years ago, back when I used to be a massive procrastinator, a massive perfectionist, I remember having a conversation with one of my friends and he told me something that I think I will remember forever. He said, if you're against yourself, you can never win. And in that moment, it's like I had an aha moment. I realized I was being my worst enemy. So of course I wasn't seeing the results I wanted in my life or in my business. Chances are it's the same for you. Right now you've got big goals, big dreams, big aspirations in life. Maybe you want to make $10,000 per month or even more so that you can travel the world, be free, not have to worry about working a soul-crushing 9-to-5 job just to pay your bills and taxes. Maybe you want to take care of the people that you love or even spend money on nice shit and just finally enjoy life. And while you've got all of those big dreams and you know for a fact you are destined for more in life, at the same time you have all of those limiting beliefs, fears and doubts weighing you down. And those limiting beliefs are preventing you from doing the things that you need to do in order to become successful. I'm going to be very vulnerable with you here. 5 years ago, I was so anxious, I couldn't even leave my parents' house for months just to go for a walk in the neighborhood. Thinking about it now, it just feels and sounds pathetic. And at the same time, I wanted to build a profitable online business so I could be free because I couldn't picture myself going to university, getting a degree which I couldn't care less about, and then slowly climbing the corporate ladder all of my life to maybe, hopefully one day, enjoy life when I'm retired. I always had a different vision of life, especially when I could hear of people making millions of dollars online when they're like 15 or 20. As we speak right now, some people make 10, 20, $30,000 per month, even $50,000 per month with their online businesses, and the truth is they're not even smarter than you, they don't work harder than you, they're not more gifted than you, but the reason they're making that much money and you're not is because first they have the correct beliefs, and so naturally they do the right actions because your actions come directly from your beliefs. If you don't believe that you can, guess what's going to happen? If you let your doubts, your fears hold you back, you won't take action like me 5 years ago. Or even if you try to take action because you believe it's too good to be true or that for some reason you can't become successful, then your effort will be weak, and so weak efforts lead to weak results. Extraordinary efforts lead to extraordinary outcomes. And so 5 years ago I realized, come on, successful people are not afraid to go for a walk in their neighborhood. And so I knew if I stayed as anxious as I was back then, and that was because I had gone through many traumatic experiences in my past which affected me deeply, I knew if I stayed like that, I would never achieve anything. In my mind, I had this ideal of a successful, confident man, and so I asked myself, how would he act? What would he think? Would he be afraid to go and to step outside just to go for a walk? Obviously not. That's the behavior of a scared little boy, not of a multi-millionaire. And one day I just had enough. I was sick and tired of just wasting my potential, of being surrounded by people who just tolerated a mediocre life, a mediocre salary, a mediocre existence, and I knew that there was so much more to life than just following the traditional cookie-cutter path and being just like everybody else. Most people are buried at 80 to 90, but they die at 25 because they conform to a path which isn't meant for them. And so I told myself, you know what, I am in so much pain and I have nothing, so what do I have to lose by trying? And that's when I came up with the idea to grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down everything I was afraid to do at the time, because I figured if fear was holding me back, preventing me from becoming this successful and confident version of myself, then if I could find a way to somehow make myself fearless, I would become limitless. I could do anything, nothing would stand in my way anymore, and reaching my goals would simply be a matter of time. And so every day I forced myself to do at the very least one thing I was afraid to do. So I literally just started by going outside for a walk in the neighborhood, and I remember it was such an accomplishment to do that for me at the time. I literally took a picture and a video and sent it to my best friend, and he congratulated me. He literally said, oh my god, you went outside? Congrats, brother, that's a huge step forward. I mean, do you realize that? I couldn't even go outside for months because I was paralyzed by fear. And then you seriously think you can't become successful? But look where I got started. I was in a very shitty position 5 years ago. And you have to understand, it's extremely important for you to reprogram your mind for success and to change the beliefs that you have, because your actions derive from your beliefs. So your beliefs dictate your actions, which then determine the kind of results you have in life. If you think it's it's impossible to make $10,000 per month, then how could you even get there? It's like all these haters on social media. They're always like, oh, it's not true, it's not possible, you're lying. Guess how much money they're making? Are they multi-millionaires? Obviously not. Multi-millionaires are busy achieving big things. They're busy working hard. And I see so many people trying to change the actions that they take, but because they don't change their beliefs, they always end up going right back to square one. The person I am today doesn't have the same beliefs that I did 5 years ago. And that's why nowadays I'm experiencing a lot more success than 5 years ago, because I became a different version of myself. You can't stay as you are and somehow expect that overnight, just like that, you are going to become successful and wealthy. You will need to evolve into a better version of yourself. And if you think it's just some woo mindset bullshit, feel free to click off this video and keep doing exactly what you're doing. And then we'll see where you are in a year from now. Me, I don't care. It's not going to change anything about my life. I will still make more money and find more success, impact more people positively. So the choice is yours. And so when you don't change your beliefs, you always end up self-sabotaging, because the actions that you take, they never last. And one of the biggest limiting beliefs a lot of people struggle with is thinking that it needs to take forever until they finally find success, or that for some reason it has to take a very long time to start seeing results. Now, to be honest with you, for me it was the case. It took me a very long time. It took me 10 years from the moment I was 11 and decided to type how to get rich in the YouTube search bar to the moment I had my first $1,000 a day in sales at 21, selling services and consulting. And the reason it took me so long, it was because I had no clue what I was doing, and I didn't have the right beliefs as well. Back then I had no one to show me the way or to guide me, and I saw no success until I just told myself, you know what, fuck it, I don't know everything by myself, so I need to learn from successful people who've got the sort of results I want to have. I knew for a fact I wasn't going to learn how to make a lot of money online from university professors, for example. I knew I had to learn it from people who had online businesses. And now looking back, there's 3 main mentors I can really attribute my success to. If I hadn't gotten help from these 3 people, I would not be where I am today. I would have never been able to have such a profitable business, to impact so many people positively, and to wake up in the morning finally in love with life. 5 years ago, I would wake up, I was so depressed, it wasn't even funny. I'd have to force myself to get up super early to take the crowded bus to go to school, when I knew I would never go to university, because I would start my business, because I wanted more freedom. Which is why, to help you, I've recorded a free video in which I share with you everything I did, step by step, to be able to make upwards of $1,000 a day at 21, selling services and consulting. That way, you can literally just copy me. The link will be in the description. Or if you're committed to starting your business and becoming financially free, you can directly book a free call with me or my team, and we'll see if we can help you. The other limiting belief that's stopping you is thinking that money is scarce. In reality, money is extremely abundant. Just think about the banks. They're constantly printing billions of dollars, literally out of thin air. Ever since 1933 to 1971, when the gold standard was officially abolished in the United States, every other country followed suit. And ever since, banks could decide to print as much money as they wanted. But the problem is, when they do that, it increases the inflation rate, and so most people get screwed. Again, because let's be honest, who's benefiting from inflation? It's the wealthy, because the wealthy owns assets, like for instance real estate properties or different types of businesses. And with inflation, those assets, they gain value. Whereas most people from the middle class or low income, because they don't own any assets, they've never even learned how to invest or how to manage money properly, they get screwed, because everything gets more expensive, but they own nothing which gains more value. And that's one of the reasons why the rich will keep getting richer and the poor keeps getting poorer. The elites want you to believe that money is scarce, that there isn't enough to go around, because fear is a very powerful emotion that's been used by powerful people ever since the dawn of human civilization to control the masses. If you go for a walk in the affluent areas of your city, you'll see plenty of sports cars, of expensive shops, you might see a Rolex shop. You will see that money is truly abundant. There is more than enough for all of us. One of the best examples of that is that there is enough food in the world to feed every single human being, yet over 733 million people still go hungry. I remember back when I started my first proper consulting business in 2022, I was essentially providing done-for-you lead generation services for other entrepreneurs. I was helping them to book more meetings, because I figured if I had to learn that skill myself to make my business successful, I could sell that as a service. That way I just learned one skill instead of 2. And because I learned that skill, which was to book more meetings, it gave me an abundance mindset, because it made me realize there's always more leads to come. Like if someone didn't buy today, it doesn't matter, somebody will buy tomorrow, because there's always more leads coming in the pipeline. Now, growing up in a lower middle class family, it's not like my parents gave the best money beliefs to my younger sister and I, because of course, if my parents had known better, they would have been far wealthier. But the reason they're not is because they have all those limiting beliefs about money. And the thing that's always amazed me is that typically broke people, they put money above time. So for instance, I would always see my mother spending hours of her time filling out online surveys just to get free products from the grocery grocery store. But technically, you can always make more money. However, you can never get the time that you lose. And so I had to reprogram my mind for success. Now, luckily for me, I've always had it in me. I've always been hungry for more. But lots of people, if they were born in a low-income or middle-class family, they won't even question their beliefs. They won't just follow the status quo. Don't question anything you've ever been told. And so, of course, because their parents were not wealthy, they stay in the same social class and they never become wealthier themselves. If nobody around you is wealthy, you need to start acting differently. If you do what they're doing, you will never become successful. It's like doing what the fat person is doing and somehow expecting that you're going to be extremely fit. It's not going to happen. So look, you need to make a choice. You can keep watching YouTube videos on how to make money online, but doing that won't make you more money. Or if you're committed to starting your business, becoming financially free so that you can finally do the things that you love, you can check out the free resources in the description below or directly book a free call with me or my team and we'll see if we can help you. That being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend. And together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower ambitious individuals across the globe to become financially free.